guys, in today AM Flow with Hang, we are going to talk about physical pain, how to deal with it. Being a highly sensitive, empathic, high achiever, I'm sure you experience physical pain at some degree, some level, whether it's acute or chronic. And especially if you are an athlete, a very active human being, or a former athlete like myself, you're going to be dealing with pain almost all the time, right? So the question is how we can address it efficiently. You know, one of the late conversation I had with my mentee, she mentioned that like, hey, I'm actually loving the physical pain. You know, the muscle ache of being an athlete. Can you relate to that? When you're a former athlete, you stop working out for a while, and then when you start working out, the muscle is sore. It's a good kind of feeling because it gives you a positive associations, right? So to dive into this, I think it's important to understand like different kind of pain, because different pain need different things. So the first two main things that I was taking notes today when I was thinking about making this video, one is a pain, a growing pain, which is part of being humans. It's just the way it is. So when you work out, your muscle are gonna get sore as part of the breaking the ceiling to grow stronger muscle, stronger fiber. So there's that kind of pain, which we can objectively, subjectively call it is good for you because it's actually help you evolve and grow, right? Growing pain. Or when, you know, like a child have a new teeth, when we have a new thing, when we're growing, when we learn something new, when we break a pattern, that's a growing pain. And for growing pain, the biggest important piece is it's important for us to allow acceptance and grace. That's the main key for growing pain. But a lot of time what happens is when you don't understand the difference, right? We want to will ourselves through the pain. We want to either stuff it down or make it move faster. You know, like if you break an arm, generally speaking, it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to heal with proper healing. That's generally speaking. Now, obviously, everybody's different. Some of you are exceptionally wired differently, and you take an extra good care of yourself, so you maybe heal in 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Or some of you have a different constitution in your body, and you may not eat as healthy. Your mindset may not be as clear, so it may take to 8 or 12 weeks. And some of you are very emotional and empathic like myself, and if you don't know how to deal with your emotion, it may go longer. So it's very different. So understand there's a difference between growing pain. But what I'm talking about here is the pain that is more chronic. It's more like an injuries, right? Because things happen. Pain happens. And when I'm talking about injury, it could be a combination. It's like a physical injury, like something you actually physically did something that caused the pain. It could be working out, right? You roll your ankle, or you land, you know, like I'm talking about gymnastics, you land wrong, you hurt your arm. And that physical pain, if you don't let yourself rest, that could tie to some emotional drama, right? Or an injury that could be something happen emotionally that you don't deal with it will turn into a byproduct, into a physical thing. So mind, body, and spirit, all these things is connected. And for me, ultimately, what happened is when you're experiencing pain, your body is trying to talk to you. First, it whispers to you. And if for some reason, if you're like me, I'm a little stubborn, so then it starts talking to you a little louder. Have you experienced that? If you don't take care of it. And then, if you don't listen to talk louder, it will start screaming at you, which is the pain even worse, and it will start eventually yelling at you or something really bad. A lot of time when you have like a light pain, in my opinion, it's the way the body is trying to protecting you from keep doing whatever that you're doing from even a worse pain than that you're experiencing right now. Your body is trying to help you out to protecting you, whether it's a physical pattern that you're doing or whether it's an emotional pattern that you're doing. So if you are in a not healthy relationship and your body start trying to talk to you, give you a sign, it start out with something like hard to breathe, and then if you don't take care of it, you keep doing the same thing, you keep putting yourself back to this person who's not healthy for you, it's become a form of anxiousness. And then if you don't take care of it, that anxiousness will become anxiety into a panic attack. You know, if you don't take care, if you don't listen to your body, it will get worse and worse. So it's really important to deal with those things, because that emotional things that will lead up to an actual physical pain. And then if we don't properly deal with it, that can become a form of attachment to that pain. So now let's talk about the other way around. What if it's a physical thing? You hurt your hamstring or your Achilles, right? One of my recent love got that, right? And in that, if you obviously whatever that you did, you're not centered and grounded that you got hurt in the first place. And if you listen to your body going to need to go through its own process. But if you rush through it, there's emotional association, fear, and all those things that are going to come with it. So the recovery, what's the first thing happen when you have pain? Stop the pain, right? Stop the bleeding. If you have a cut, the first thing you want to do is you got to apply some pressure and stop that bleeding. So whether it's a physical anxiety, you got to stop whatever that you're doing, like put an immediate pressure. And the second thing is you have to address the wound. You got to clean that up. You got to clean the wound up. And that takes some love, that takes some care, that takes some time to clean the wound. But a lot of time being a high achiever, you're like, oh yeah, the wound's done. You keep going. You don't listen to your body. So if you have this cut and you're not taking care of it, what do you think going to happen? In your mind, you pretend it's not there, but in the reality, it's still fester into the cut. And if you keep getting rough, that cut may get bigger, and it will fester and escalate down the road, right? So even if you address the wound, what does it need after that? It needs time. It needs time to heal. If you're in this physical body, you need to have that time to heal, unless there's some magical new drugs with infused AI technology that you can instantly, heal yourself, like some of the sci-fi movie that I saw in the past few years ago, then that's a whole different story. But right now, when you get a cut, it needs to take its time. With proper care, with proper nutrient, with proper mindset, it's going to heal faster than if you're just sitting there and pick on the wound. So you gotta let the wound heal. And once the wound heals, you go through rehab, right? You go to rehab, so you reconditioning that part. You put the love and care for that part. You strengthen that part of the skin. You strengthen that part of your heart. You strengthen that. So all of it needs space. It needs time, and it needs grace. And hopefully that's the different this time around that I'm inviting you to. Because I used to be one of those kids that I just stuck down my pain and just keep going. And until it can't take it anymore, and it will scream until I can move. I've been there many times, right? Because I didn't listen. I was too stubborn. Do I still get caught in the pattern sometimes? Yes. When I get to the gym sometimes, I still go crazy at times, right? So, but like I said, the pain is a signal. It helps you prevent yourself from a worse pain down the road. And then after you stop the bleeding, address the wound, rehab, you conditioning, you gotta break the pattern why you get hurt in the first place. Unless it's just a normal growing pain, right? Like workout, then you just do that. But if you have certain pattern that you keep doing things certain way that keep hurting yourself, then that's time for you to consider changing your pattern. You can change your pattern in so many different ways. You can have a coach to help you. You can have a workout partner to help you see something that you may not see. That's what we call blind spot. That's why I have a job. I exist to help other highly sensitive, empathic, high-achieving individual like you to get out of your own way. Because the smarter you are, the more likely you're going to have your blind spot. And sometimes I say you have your head in your ass. You gotta have somebody that you trust enough, that's strong enough, that you trust to get your head out of your own ass. So then you don't keep doing the same thing that injure yourself. That you don't keep doing the same thing that perpetuate the pain, that turn the pain into unnecessary suffering. Hey, unless that's the game you want to play, because life is, you get to choose however you want to live it, right? There's no one way of doing life. But if you are at the point where this pain, this physical pain, that it just keep coming up, and for some reason you couldn't break through that pattern, maybe here's the invitation for you to make a change. By listening to your body, by listening to yourself, by willing to do something differently. And if it feels like I'm somebody who can support you, please put in an application to have a heart-to-heart with me. I'm more than happy to connect with you and to see what is the recommendation for you, whether I'm the person that helped you move through it or somebody else. All right, guys, this is all I got at the moment. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and set on the notification, and we'll let you know when the next AM coming out. And if you feel in your heart right now somebody could use the video, please feel free to share.